Do red dots make you a more accurate shooter? I will say that red dots have the ability to make you a more accurate shooter at distance. Hey, what's going on, world? It's William with the Crossblood Armory Holster Company, back again with, of course, another video. So today, as promised, going to be going over the phenomenal HOLOSUN 507C-X2. Going to be getting into some details, some truths, some falses, some things that I found out along the way, some things that I found out weren't true. Going to be getting into a bunch of facts and probably going to be getting into optics from a perspective that some of you all aren't used to hearing about. So first, as far as research is concerned, I want to say this. There is absolutely only one optic video for learning pistol red dots that I found helpful. I don't do shout outs, but a YouTuber that you guys probably all subscribe to was at the 6-hour training academy, and he was learning how to shoot pistol red dot, and that was literally the only video series, I guess, because there's more than one video, that I found truthful when it came down to pistol red dots. And I'm not saying that other people are lying, but I am gonna say that I feel as though there's a whole bunch of opinion out there. But since I have a gun in my hand, let's make sure mag is unloaded, shoot back on the mag, and of course, nothing in the chamber. Anyways though, so let's really get into this thing. What is the purpose? Well, for one, do red dots make you a faster shooter? I'll say that red dots have the ability to make you a faster shooter. Do red dots make you a more accurate shooter? I will say that red dots have the ability to make you a more accurate shooter at distance. So what I found in these training videos that I was just mentioning before was the instructor from 6-Hour Training Academy said one thing that has been ringing in my head ever since I started learning red dot. Because again, y'all, this is my first pistol optic, right? But one thing he said was, you know, for your groupings, right, the offset is negligible. That's what he said. The offset is negligible. And I'll tell you, the first time, so I actually went to zero this thing on two separate occasions. I think not the first day I got it, but the day after I got it, I went to go zero it, and then I failed miserably. And then I went back the very next weekend. And at that point I was successful. And if you follow the Crossblood Armory on Instagram or like the page on Facebook, then you have already seen the zero target from that day. And I think I actually might have even listed it as like attempt number 2 or whatever. Anyways though, and if you're already watching the video, please go ahead and consider clicking the subscribe button. If you don't like the content in the future, you can always come back and unsubscribe, but I doubt I'll give you a reason to. Back to the optic. Yo, so the offset is negligible. Zeroing, how does it work? Is it like rifle? I will say that zeroing a pistol optic, from my experience, it's sort of like rifle. Kinda. I did revert to using my front sight post to set my dot, and that worked, right? And then afterwards, after I understood the dot, so let me tell you the advantage of a red dot. Okay, let me just get to that point, because I'm gonna go into all this bro science that's gonna bore you guys to death. So let's strictly talk about the advantage. Speed, yes. Once you understand it, see, pistol and rifle, so rifle is knowledge. It's like a knowledge-based platform. I'll say that. Once you know how to do it, you know how to do it. That's it, right? Pistol is comprehensive. You have to actually understand what you're doing, how to do it, and furthermore, purpose, right? If you don't have that comprehensive, you know, aspect down packed, you're gonna fail miserably, 100%. So what I've learned is that pistol red dot is it's glorified point shooting. I'm gonna say that it's confirmed point shooting. The reason I say that is because the only real difference between, you know, lining up your iron sights and using your red dot is that you can, once you learn, let me say this, if you don't have a consistent presentation, finding the dot might be difficult for you. I'll say that. That's an absolute fact. But if you have a consistent presentation, you're gonna find the dot a lot faster than it takes you to line up your actual iron sights, right? So when you take time to line up your irons versus finding the dot, if you have a consistent presentation, finding the dot is actually a lot faster. Now, because you're not lining up your iron sights, you're not lining your sights up, you're not finding your sight picture, what are you basically doing? Point shooting. Essentially, you're point shooting. You're just pressing out there, oh, okay, I see my dot. And then you're squeezing the trigger as soon as your dot is on whatever you want to hit. But your sights aren't lined up. You haven't confirmed your sights, but you have confirmed the optic. So that's, to me, what I've learned so far, what I've gathered, and I haven't heard anybody say this, is that that's why it's faster. Because you don't have to take time to acquire your sights. All you have to do is find your dot, make sure your dot is on what you want to shoot, and then pull the trigger, and then bang. That's where the speed comes in. Because again, if you have a consistent presentation, you're gonna find your dot every time, and then you're gonna find your dot faster than you would typically be able to acquire your iron. So the speed factor, like I said before, yes, pistol red dots have the ability to make you a faster shooter, but if you're lacking the comprehension of the red dot, it'll be something that you fail at, you will get extremely frustrated with. So I will not say, yo, red dot is not for everybody. There are some guys out there, I'm pretty sure, who would get extremely impatient, you know, and want to do everything the way that they want to do it. Because I heard so much about red dot being, well, pistol red dot being more difficult than the rifle platform, I took a lot of time and did a lot of research, and that's how I know that there is absolutely only that one series that actually gives you facts. I'm not talking about some tips and tricks and yada yada yada, but I'm talking about actual facts when learning a pistol red dot platform. And once you get it zeroed, heck yeah, it's absolutely on. The HOLOSUN 507C-X2 has been perfect. Absolutely perfect, to the point where if I take my time and line up my irons, right, every time I do that, my dot is sitting right on top of my front fiber optic, right? It's sitting right there. And if I take my time and line up my irons, I hit. And then if I don't, I'll put my dot on the same spot that I just shot and hit it every single time without confirming my sight. So yeah, and then especially at distance, I'll tell you this, 10 yards and close with iron sights on pistol, I'm as lethal as you can possibly ask for, in my own book, right? But I'm a pretty dangerous guy when it comes to shooting, you know, 10 yards and in with pistol. Now I'm able to push it out as far as 15 to 20 yards with pistol, and I've never been able to hit a consistent group at that distance. So am I gonna say that the dot made me a better shooter? No, I'm gonna say that it gave me the ability to be a better shooter, because I'm not gonna lie, man, I personally feel like confirming sights at 20 yards versus finding dot at 20 yards, finding dot to me is significantly easier, yo. Significantly easier, and it's more easy to confirm because you don't have to worry about, you know, small offsets that, you know, like just a squeeze to the left or a push to the right. It's more visible with the dot than it is when you're trying to confirm irons. You ever had your irons lined up and you're like, yo, I'm dead on, and then you end up missing, and you know very well you didn't hook the trigger, you didn't over support hand it, you didn't over strong hand it, and you just happen to miss? Well, that's because there's very small offsets in your irons. Not that they move, but it's very easy for you to follow or manipulate your shot in a different direction without you knowing it. Like right now, I'm looking down my irons and I swear that I'm aiming straight, but I can see my dot. It's like just a hair off to the left right now. Now, if I just push my support hand in a little bit, my dot is now dead center. And now I know that I'm aiming straight. So there's things like that you'll really want to pay attention to. Like I got like very scienced out about this, and I'm not gonna lie, yo. At first, like the first day that I went to go zero it, I'm like, oh, yo, I just wasted $300, man. That was $300 out the window. I could have used for something else, started another build, anything, right? But I kept my patience, did a little bit of drop fire with it, and then went back the following weekend, hit the zero again after watching a few more YouTube videos. And yo, it just does the job. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. But again, if you don't understand the purpose of it, then yeah, and the rumors are true. If you're looking for a pistol red dot to make you a more accurate shooter or a faster shooter, you're in the wrong business, yo. You absolutely should not be looking for a pistol red dot for those purposes, because your first experience with it, if you've never experienced before, you're brand new to it like I was, you're gonna make yourself very frustrated trying to just do a quick zero off the front sight like you would with a rifle, and then just start shooting fast, and you're gonna be missing all over the place, and you're not gonna understand why. So again, yo, that's it. The HOLOSUN 507C. I absolutely love this optic. Will I go HOLOSUN with rifle? Probably not. I will probably stick to my Trichicon MRO and my Leopold Freedom RDS. I love those optics as far as CQB stuff is concerned. But will HOLOSUN be on my pistols? Most likely. So at this point, I don't see any reason for me to look at, you know, spending $300 more or $250 more on an RMR. I feel like I'm right where I need to be. So yeah, and then again, man, the side loading door for the battery, man. Oh my gosh, very convenient, yo. But yeah, again, that's pretty much it, yo. So please go ahead, consider clicking the subscribe button, like the video, share it with somebody. If you know somebody who is curious about getting an optic for their pistol, but they're not really sure if they understand it, because yo, I was die-hard iron sights. People would ask me about optics and I'd be like, yo, I don't understand the purpose of an optic. So I finally took the chance. I told myself for my New Year's build, for build season, I was gonna go with an optic, and that's exactly what I did, and I absolutely do not regret it. And I actually want to get an optic from my EDC now, just because I'm enjoying it that much. But anyways, again, consider clicking the subscribe button, like the video, share it with the homie if they're looking for some quick optic knowledge from somebody who's brand new to it. Also, if you are following on Instagram, I thank you. If you're liking on Facebook, I thank you. But if you're not doing either of those, please consider following on Instagram at Crossbuild Official, liking the Facebook page, the Crossbuild Armory Holster Company, and then of course, always, if you want to get a holster, it is the crossbuildarmory.com. Link down in the description section. I love you guys. Conceal your weapon, not your faith. Until next time. Later.